We're on stream again.
Woo!
Hey, we have video
And audio. Oh god, it's loud.
Yeah, we should probably turn down the audio.
Yeah. Do you want to get on that? You know how to
I can do that.
Excellent.
All right, looks like
Wow, Gullop has been doing fantastic on the tracking.
yeah. Wait.
So we got Plasma Beam, Varia Suit,
Looks like I'm guessing he's just been following them on the. He's been following their individual streams. I'm guessing that's probably why. Gallop, you sneaky man.
Why didn't we think of that?
Yeah, we could have commentated on not frames.
Alas. Alright, so it looks like Mighty Caesar was going... I'm not sure if he was going for a single jump or a space jump. I think a single jump for the trick, for whatever you went to acquire there. You'll have to forgive us, chat. We're just trying to catch up here a little bit.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what went on. I mean, we know this game, but we don't know it that well.
I mean, we could use the program that tells us all the items that... There's actually... Someone's developed an auto-tracker for Metroid Prime 1. So that's really going to be handy. And Ninja Slice is doing a gravity suitless jump, where he's trying to get up there.
Yep, using a pretty simple slope jump, which is one of the few tricks we actually do have in logic for the weekly settings, and he is rewarded with Ice Spreader.
That'll help with the final fight, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, logically, usually that wouldn't be expected of the player to do that without the gravity suit and space jump, but with the tricks we have enabled, it's a pretty easy one to pull off.
Yep.
Alright.
And he is following this up with Tower of Light, which is... There's a lot of options to get up Tower of Light without just spending the 40 missiles necessary to get up, or actually I think it's 36, but I always round up because you can't have six missiles.
Yep.
So
I like that little technique.
And we have our validator.
Double beam combos, and that's a sight to behold.
One of them is very useful.
Going back
and
to
the other,
a second.
And the other one is Ice Spreader.
I wanted to really quickly point this out. Interslice managed to jump on the pipe there in the way to make one of the jumps, and I haven't seen that before. And Mighty Caesar is also nothing acquired on Interslice's end. And Mighty Caesar is trying to do a quick way of getting this item. There we go, just getting the bomb jump up there, standable terrain, and getting a space jump.
Yeah, no, that is a new way. I knew you could get up there with space jump, but I did not know you could just do a double bomb jump with that. I mean,
same.
It makes sense, but I never really thought of using those two things like that. I would just always use the vanilla method whenever I had bombs and no space jump. As I say, you learn something new in these every day. And it looks like Airslice is heading over to Magma Pool for his next check, which is always interesting because he has some power bombs.
Does he have the grapple beam? We're gonna find
looks
out.
Like he's going for the dash.
Oh, and
he makes it. Very impressive. Yeah,
definitely. It's one of the scarier tricks to do for sure, because if you screw it up, you're enjoying a nice lava bath, and that will kill you pretty quickly.
Yeah.
The fact that Interslice didn't even safety save before doing that trick shows confidence. I don't think I would show that amount of confidence without gravity suit.
Yeah, no.
The gravity suit. Go ahead.
Because we miss it, I don't think we have any idea where hints are.
True.
The runners do, but we have no idea, so we have no idea how terrible this seed is.
Indeed. For those unfamiliar, the hints are hints to 6 items called artifacts that we're going to need to get to the final boss of the game. It's usually 12 in the vanilla game, but we've changed it to 6 for the weekly sightings. I'm sure you're pretty much all aware of this by now for everyone watching. But good to mention it. And there's the X-ray visor.
Yeah, and also Mighty Caesar doing a very nice doing a prolific double bomb jump to save some slight time, blowing up one of the grates on the hatches in Vault. I am going to have to try that because there's so many just small times you can do something. You'll learn something new every time you watch the weeklies.
Mm-hmm.
And unlike some of our older weeklies, Watery Hole is not guaranteed to be Charge Beam anymore, as the runners will now start with Charge Beam. So because of that, Interslice gets a very amazing missile in Watery Hole.
Oh, getting the insta camera unmorph and then accidentally remorphing. Always a fun
Yep,
fun
that's
law.
the worst.
But yeah, just to finish off what I was saying a second. Oh, and we got our
Well,
gravity suit.
Yep.
Gravity suit isn't really needed for anything. It's nice to
Except
have.
Frigate.
Yeah. And even then, there are tricks to getting all those items without it.
Yeah.
The only one. Yeah, go ahead.
Although for the Hydroaxis Tunnel and Biohazard Containment, the tricks are insane and very insane, respectively.
Yes. Hydroaxis Tunnel, I have no issues with. Oh, we're getting our hints. So let's focus on that.
Sun Chamber, Sword Tunnel, Main Plaza, Overgrown Cavern, and Life Growth. I
So
think I
other than
missed the
Sun
first
Chamber,
one.
Yeah, I missed the first one too.
Yeah. Oh well, guess that'll be our little surprise.
But I think it might have said Watery Hall, but I'm not confident. Nice missile snipe on Interslice's end. Getting the save door open for later. And Mighty Caesar getting the Tower of Light, no problem at all.
Yep. And he gets his Validator.
Tower of Light is a great way of practicing your scan dash jumps, actually. Just to become more consistent at it. Or R jumps, actually, because you can make those jumps too with an R jump.
Yeah.
And Interslice is going to void the Zoid. Will Mighty Caesar follow suit, or will he avoid the Zoid?
Yeah, he could just head off through Magmore right now, which, considering how far away he is from the rest of it, might not be a terrible idea.
Mm-hmm. Do you think he would take care of Zoid at this moment if you're in Interslice's shoes? Or do you think he would save him for later?
Interslice or Caesar?
Either or, I would say. Like, I mean, Interslice has already made the decision, I guess, at this point. Let's say Mighty Caesar.
Yeah. I mean, well, for starters, it's always difficult to say, just because, we have access to both the runner stream, and Mighty Caesar probably doesn't know that he's, I'd say, a decent bit behind Interslice right now, and you don't know that when you're racing, and that can always impact your routing.
Yeah, the only way you would know that is if you keep screwing up a simple trick or something like that. Like, you might know then, but other than that, you're right. And even then, what's to say the other runner hasn't screwed up in the same way?
Yeah, it's a lot easier to route on the commentary stream, as I've said many times in the past. It does look like he is heading over to Zoid as well. Honestly, I almost always do. I feel like Zoid is almost always worth it. Like, yeah, he's annoying. I love how I call out a robot a he, but yeah, it's annoying, and it's RNG.
And there's just double missiles.
Yeah, but I mean, it's 2 items, and Chozo is just so early. Although, for this seed in particular, considering we know Sun Chamber or Sun Chamber Ghost has an artifact, it might be worth it to save it until later, because you know you will. It might be worth it to come back later if you don't have Spider Ball or Super Missiles.
Yeah, like, I think just knowing that Phase 1 suit might be there. Or also you don't know where the Ice Beam is right now, and that's a big gatekeeper for a lot of the elevators, particularly towards the later half. I would say later half of the game, but even then, like, there's convenient elevators. I say convenient; they're not convenient if you can't access them.
Yeah, keep in mind, Overgrown Cavern is locked behind Ice Beam, and that's got an artifact. So,
if our runners don't find the Ice Beam in Chozo Ruins, then that artifact will probably be quicker picked up by doing a reverse crash frigate climb.
Or you could, just reverse crash frigate climb.
Or
that's probably reverse crash frigate climb might just be my favorite trick in the game. Just because, like, I remember when I used to play this when I was younger, I always, like, desperately wanted, why is this elevator one way? It would be so nice to be able to head up both ways. And when I finally found, and we just got our spider ball, so
Indeed.
I think Inner Slice might just head straight back to Flogger right now because he can grab both of the checks.
Mighty Caesar's also nicely done. Oh, of course, he has the gravity suit, so he can jump that one and grab that, no problem.
Still
You might as
very
well pick it up.
impressive.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like we've got a nothing item at the top of Furnace.
Mm-hmm. Always a hard one to peek, that one.
Yeah.
Particularly if you don't have space jump. You're just trying to look high enough.
Yeah. Also worth noting that these two are not the only runners in this race tonight. We also have Kamzik in this race as well. He is not being restreamed, but he is still a valid competitor.
Indeed.
I'm taking a look at his stream right now, and it looks like he is currently fighting Zoid.
I just want to point out, Interslice is doing crossways unintentionally to get his ice beam. Yes, we have all our beams now, so going towards the end of Chozo is the right call. Hopefully Mighty Caesar does follow suit. I would assume he would. I think that's the more logical play right now.
Yeah.
You technically need super missiles and spider ball to get it, and they already have spider ball, but no super missiles. And there we go. Interslice gets it.
Yeah, Interslice is doing a very nice series of standable terrain exploits to get up. That final jump is a lot trickier than it looks, mostly just because the timing to actually jump in is a lot harder. Something that a lot of new runners will do, and they'll struggle with it, is that they attempt to get the maximum height out of the last jump as you can, which is actually not what you want, because that will mean you are falling significantly faster in the window where when you want to land it. What you actually want to do is make it so the apex of your second jump coincides with the window to get into that morph ball tunnel, as that will give you the most amount of time to land it in there, which Interslice did do. And that's something, without knowing that trick can be very inconsistent for a lot of runners, but if you do that, it can be a lot easier.
Wait, sorry, I just had to leave for 1 second there. Was that in regards to the cutscene skip there?
No, actually, I was talking about the crossway jumps.
Yes. Right. Well, I just want to point out then, Interslice managed to skip the cutscene by killing the ghost and then going to that bomb slot. And it interrupts the other cutscene and saves you a little bit of real time. Doesn't save you any in-game time because the timer does pause anytime you are not in control of Samus. But we use real time in the randomizer community for timing.
Yeah. I mean, for casual races or stuff like that, in-game time is not. It's mostly just we mostly just use real time just because the most competitive format of the community is races.
Yeah. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, right. Interslice is still looking for the phase-in suit, of course. So it's still important to do all your checks. But at this point, other than lacking the phase-in suit, I would probably try to gun it towards the artifact as much as possible now. Because our runners are pretty much in go mode.
Yeah, this has been a very fast seed so far. Unfortunately, we missed most of it.
Yes. But hey, at least the streams will be available on their channels.
Yeah. And you can open like all three of them, and then open the the frozen commentary just to get a decent recreation of what you've had on every other week.
Yeah, so Mighty Caesar has done the bomb jump puzzle, whatever you want to call it, behind Zoid. And it's always an interesting question whether to do that puzzle or not, because doing that will open the back half of Chozo, and getting to those elevators can be incredibly useful.
Yeah.
But it takes a long time to do that puzzle. So if you can route in a way to get to the back end of Chozo for another elevator, that can save you a lot of time, assuming there isn't a vital item back here.
Yeah. Frequently you will end up doing that check anyway, just because Chozo is the area in the game that has the most items. In fact, it actually has so many items that the randomizer code actually has logic to avoid putting too many items in Chozo to avoid having seeds that are just 90% Chozo. There's literally a method in the code called nerf Chozo, which I personally find hilarious.
And there's our grapple beam. Good for convenience. Yeah, the way it nerfs Chozo, I'm pretty sure it like tries to do as many. It tries to fill in all the slots and then starts over or something like that. It goes a bit beyond my head, but
Yeah.
it's when explained, it works surprisingly well.
Yep.
Is that not the phase-on suit on the left? I'm pretty sure Interslice has his phase-on suit.
Wait,
No,
yeah,
I'm looking at it.
that.
That is the phase-on suit. Interslice.
Oh yeah, because he's using cursed suit. So yeah, he found his phase-on suit somewhere.
So did Mighty Caesar. Oh wow, yeah, there you go.
They both have phase-on suit. Wow.
In that case, yeah, no, I double what I just said. Go gun it, get those artifacts, unless you know one of them is locked behind something you don't have.
Yeah, Interslice just grabbed his.
It's hard to state how many artifacts they have at this point. Is that their first artifact? Or second?
I think it did because we saw the menu and I don't think that.
And they read 6 hints.
Yeah. So yeah, this might be the record for fastest randomizer seed.
Ah, never say that. You'll never know. Well,
Yeah,
then again, true. We already know all the hints. Well, we think we know all the hints.
Yeah. I think Gollop posted them in chat.
Oh, thank you, Gollop. I might miss that.
Oh yeah, true. We don't know where super missiles.
Thank you.
We don't know where super missiles are, and the main plaza artifact is in the tree, so that's why they're still searching. Because super missiles are our go mode item, apparently.
Oh no.
And super missiles can be anywhere.
Yeah, super missiles is a notoriously infamous item when it comes to the randomizer. Simply because like there's only a few items locked behind them, but
yeah,
if you need to find them,
or I think it's more just because it doesn't really ever lock behind an area of the game.
Mm-hmm.
The closest you ever get is Thardis, but you can always just go around Thardis through Magmor or Labs. So because that super missiles don't really lock off anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so, therefore, the only areas where Super Missile can't be are the areas that directly require it, which are mostly just a few crates.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And when you add in the random elevators to the mix, too, Thardis is even less likely to require Super Missiles. Because there's a very good chance you might have the back end of Phendrana available to you.
I mean, Magmor Workstation isn't that hard to get to.
True.
Especially if you can do the dash over Twin Fires Tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
Or one of many ways to get over Twin Fires Tunnel.
Yeah. What's your preferred way of getting over Twin Fires, out of curiosity?
I basically jump on some standable terrain to the left, and then I do a scan dash off the Spider Ball track.
Yep, that's exactly the way I do.
Yeah. It looks really janky, but it works, and it was the first method I could get to work for myself, so I stuck with it.
I was gonna say it is one of the most. To me, it's one of the most frustrating standable terrain exploits tricks because of how slippery that tiny little bit of standable terrain it really is, and how much room you have for dashing. If you start moving ever so slightly too quickly before dashing, you'll just simply slip and fall. And
I think it's easier if you can get a picture of the collision, so you can actually see what is safe to stand on. Which, to be fair, you can do if you have the Prime World Editor, which you can get from the Prime Modding Discord.
I've never seen that jump from it. That's a Interslice just climbing monitor station.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like he just realized that he is going to need to go powerbomb farming.
Oh no. Here we go.
I think he just got one from the crates.
Lucky ducky. Yeah, we won't go into it too much, but health and ammo drops are not based on what you have. They're based on the room, and they can be very, very frustrating. and Mighty Caesar proceeding to use the standable terrain on the the stone toads, to climb and get his grapple beam there.
Also, Gulp just made a really good point in chat that the crossway item in logic requires super missiles, and Ice Beam was in crossway, so therefore super missiles can't be anywhere that requires Ice Beam.
Very astute or good observation. And this is exactly where routing is so important, and knowing, remembering that as well.
Yeah, and this is why, honestly, enabling all the tricks you can do isn't always the most fun way to play Randomizer, because learning the quirks of the logic and trying to figure out where stuff can and can't be, even with tricks, is a really fun aspect of the Randomizer, because it's not always strictly where you can go, it's where you should go.
We have a route divergence here, at least a minor one. Mighty Caesar decided to, instead of going to Overroot Cavern, he opted to go to Town South, the other elevator. And Interslice just found his boost ball, which is both good for speed, good for Meta Ridley, for taking down that phase very quickly. And yeah, just one of the great movement.
Unfortunately, Mighty Caesar can't actually go. Is he gonna soft lock himself?
Oh no, no, don't go in there, don't go in there, don't go in there. Okay, good.
Okay, good.
It's one of those soft locks that once you've done it once, you'll never do it again.
Yeah. In addition to Life Grows Tunnel's many other wonderful properties, it is also probably one of the easiest locations to soft lock yourself in.
Yep, you need the boost ball to get out of that half pipe, and it's so easy just to drop down there without realizing that. It's also really easy.
Technically, you can get out there with some very skilled bomb jumps, but not many people in the community can do those.
It's not only that, but also if you don't have morph ball bombs, that's another way of getting soft lock.
Yeah,
you'll just immediately fall in, and that's that. You're like,
yeah, because everyone thinks about the boost ball ramp with Life Grove Tunnel because that's the obvious feature and the most hated feature of that room. But there's a morph ball bomb thing right before that.
Tunnel, yeah. And if you drop down, unless you can use boost ball to get out of there, good luck. Yeah. So, and Mighty Caesar not finding anything, decides to go back. He's not doing bar skip, and this is definitely the right call in my opinion. I would get that overgrown cavern artifact.
Yeah, considering how many items you have, it makes sense to be in Super Go mode right now.
Yep.
Or I suppose just Super Search for Supers mode, so probably not best to spend too much time in areas that require Ice Beam.
Right.
Yeah. Looks like Inner Slice is heading off to Fendrana, which is probably the right play considering, again, we know Super Missiles is Ice Beam locked.
Mighty Caesar's just trying to get that E-Tank.
Yeah, he really wants a second E-Tank.
I think he's been trying to get that item for a while now, without the gravity suit and space jump at the start of the seed.
Yeah, that can be a really finicky slope jump to get it.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. You can feel really confident with it one day, and then the next day you just can't get it right.
Yep.
Ah, yes, the classic going into a corridor room and then realizing that you still need to, morphing in a corridor and then realizing that you need to fire at something.
Yep.
Those ice walls are vulnerable to missiles, plasma beam shots,
and charge beam.
Thank you. Except for the first set of walls in Fendrana, those are only susceptible. They're not susceptible.
You can use charge beam,
but they're not susceptible to plasma beam shots.
Oh, yeah.
Weirdly enough.
And we have our supers!
Interslice is in 100% go mode.
Only thing he doesn't have right now is Wave Buster, so...
And Thermal Visor, technically.
Oh yeah, and Thermal Visor. But yeah, he is certainly having a good day.
Yeah, he's gunning it now for his artifacts.
Yeah.
You're not having the Thermal Visor like the thermal visor doesn't lock a single item in this game. Like other than logic, which do we have any thermal logic at all, or have we just straight up disabled it all?
I don't believe, or I believe it just goes off vanilla logic, which does enforce thermal visor for those challenges.
Mighty Caesar tried doing the dash, and he makes the momentum, but unfortunately too far back.
Yeah, that can be an annoyingly finicky dash.
Has he forgotten that he has the grapple beam?
Ooh. Looks like he has it
now. Yeah, he might. Yeah, hard to say.
Yeah.
Or might. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go check on Zeke's string, see what he's up to. Checking his artifacts right now. That's either a really good sign or a really bad sign. Oh, unfortunately, it looks like he does not have Ice Beam. He did not go check Crossway.
It's actually possible that you might have not got the Crossway item as well.
Yeah, true. Zeke is a newer runner. He is still learning a lot of the stuff, which, I mean, this stuff is hard, and I respect him for being willing to participate in these weeklies, even without knowing every little minute detail and having hundreds of hours experience of randomizer races.
The two of us have been doing randomizer races for a long time now, and there's even a few tricks that you and I wouldn't try to go for.
Oh, there's so many tricks. There are a ton of very, very specific tricks in this game that really help you out in this stuff.
So Interslice's routing is really interesting right now. He's going for North Trozo, and it just struck me why. He's going for Flarga right now.
Yep.
Going towards the Sun Chamber. And with the randomizer, actually, only the randomizer, not the vanilla game, you can enter Flarga's chamber from the other side, and the game will be fine. It won't crash. It'll look a little odd, but it'll be absolute. In fact, it's arguably faster because Flarga will not attack.
Yeah, it's actually fast. Yeah, it's definitely faster. I believe you still get the cutscenes, but you don't have to deal with losing HP and getting knocked around.
Yep. But the downside, well, not downside, but it only works in the randomizer, not the vanilla game. There are many more caveats /
And only newer versions of the randomizer. In older versions of randomizer, it was just a crash.
Yeah, same as the vanilla game.
Yep. There's a lot of... It may look like we didn't tweak much, but there are a lot of small tweaks on the back end in the randomizer just to kind of remove some of the more unnecessary pieces of logic,
or just to make it more enjoyable, entertaining. Like being able to go through Fendrana Labs reverse.
And or in the vanilla phase on the loop without grabbing the vanilla power bombs item, because whatever reason they made it so the Elite Pirate's tank wasn't actually destructible until you grab power bombs.
Yep.
Despite the fact that you shouldn't be able to destroy it without that normally, but... I find it funny how the Metroid Prime devs made a great randomizer game completely accidentally. Because they did not intend for any of this.
And I just want to point out, this it's very unusual that we get to see the vanilla way on Interslice's screen. Quite often you'll see the bomb jump going up, like the infinite bomb jump after Flarga in the vanilla game speedrun.
Yeah,
that's nearly always the case, just because of that artifact and how out of the way it is in the vanilla game.
I tried picking up that trick recently, and it's a lot harder than it looks.
It's not so much how difficult it is; it's the consistency again. That's the issue. Like you screw it up once, well, you better do Flarga again.
Yep.
And you get to see this lovely rare sight of Flarga not triggering. As you can see, the center is also really weird in its collision. You can definitely walk closer to the center and take damage still. As you can, just seeing the morph ball flung across there.
Yeah. This is not intended gameplay.
Absolutely not. In fact, not even the tricks changed.
Yeah. And the health bar doesn't actually even show up until after this, you actually have to go trigger the fight, at which point Flogger instantly dies.
Yep.
So, this is certainly a jank thing, but I'm kind of glad we get to show it off in a randomizer race.
It really goes to show how long this fight is as well, in regards to the cutscenes. It's just,
Yeah.
it's literally, like, the community, we call it the cutscene, the boss, or bad boss. I wonder if at some point we'll, like, it's funny, we're seeing how, like, there's many little quality of life improvements, and I do wonder at some point if we'll ever add the ability to skip boss cutscenes.
Yeah, that would be
might-
really nice.
I'm assuming there's a technical reason for it not being implemented yet.
Yeah.
I'm
But if there's
assuming
not, perhaps we should put it on the wish list.
Yeah, yeah.
3.0, skip Flogger cutscenes.
Because I'm pretty sure it adds a good 10-15 minutes to a run, usually.
I'm not sure about minutes, but it certainly adds quite a bit.
Yeah, I might be exaggerating a little. So now that we got our Trozo from Flarga, like we didn't actually know if it was Flarga or the ghosts, because we might have seen a fight there, but in this case, nope. Interslice is just gonna gun it to his next artifact, I think, wherever that may be.
Main plaza, I think.
Yep, that absolutely. Yep, and then he just needs one more artifact? Question mark.
Which I think is Life Grove.
Here's a little fun fact that I just found out. That piston going up and down, yes, it's going very slow. It speeds up if you go too close to the wall. But did you know that shooting at it also speeds it up, apparently? Yeah.
Apparently the devs programmed in player frustration on that.
At least I think it does, because I shot at it a few last seed and it started speeding up, and it was like, oh, I need to try this if I have space jump sometime, because actually that would speed things up. Otherwise, yeah, you're just kind of stuck waiting for that slow rise of the piston. All right, Interslice, where are you off to now? Oh, Gullop Gullop already said earlier, didn't he?
Yeah, Life Grove. Short Tunnel's the one in Magmore. You already grabbed that artifact.
Yeah. I always think Short Tunnels in Fendrana. There's always every runner well, not every runner, but a lot of runners muddle up room names quite often in this game because they're not exactly the most descriptive.
Yeah. I remember even last week the Mighty Caesar actually mixed up Research Core and Central Dynamo, and that cost him quite a bit of time, so yeah, they can happen even at high levels.
I've muddled up. Sorry. Many runners have muddled up Storage Cave and Storage Cavern as well. Fendrana versus Magmore.
Yup, there are so many, like, and there's like the Storage Cave A and all the transport tunnels.
Mm-hmm.
If there's ever something ambiguous, honestly, I'll just look it up on the Metroid wiki.
At some point, it might be nice. Hopefully, it might be nice to see region highlighted text. We'll see. Like,
yeah.
And now that Interslice, because Interslice visited the Hall of Elders, aka this very room he's going into right now, because he visited it earlier, the Chozo ghosts are now going to spawn throughout the entirety of Chozo ruins, which they can be a little bit of a nuisance. But I'm trying to think of where they're. The most problematic, I think, would be returning to Hall of Elders if you need to get those bomb slots.
Yeah, because
then you have
honestly,
to
anywhere else, they can pretty much just be ignored.
Yeah. It does slightly slow down getting into Flarga as well, that Arboretum.
Yeah, and they might screw you up a bit if you're trying to do movement in Ruin Shrine, but...
Yeah, with the Arboretum, when the Chozo ghosts spawn, the War Wasps despawn, and including their hives, which you can use the hives as standable terrain to climb that room faster. But if they're gone, you have to just go around the room the normal way. But it's like, other than that and defeating the free ghosts in Hall of Elders if you need to, just getting distracted between the two runners here.
Yep.
There we go. And now Interslice is getting his artifact in the Life Grove. I guess the question then will become: will he go through Chozo ruins to get to the landing site faster through the overgrown root cavern, or will he eventually, or will he actually go around through the crash frigate itself? Because there are 3 items there.
Going through frigate would imply bar skip, and I think it is slower. So I'm going to guess he's going to go through the elevators, but you never know. He could just, considering the gusto with which he approached the magma pool dash, yeah, he might just go for it.
Yeah, this is top running, from both our runners here.
Yeah.
And our last artifact, we are in go mode. No thermal visor, so essence will be a little bit more pesky.
Yeah.
But other than that, and actually, they don't have the most E-tanks. 3 E-tanks.
Yeah, only 3 E-tanks. That's
not great.
This is actually going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. Better hope you don't get hit by plasma balls.
Yep. The phase-on suit does provide a good deal of damage reduction. And we have it based on the suit rather than the cumulative like we used to with the tournament settings.
Yeah.
Oh, Mighty Caesar was going for the dash. Is he going to just jump out with the gravity suit?
Yeah, because you can just get out. Looks like he's having trouble finding the platform.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And he got it.
Yeah, he's good. Fortunately, the phase-on suit really does reduce the amount of damage you take. Like, it's like evident right there. Like, only an E-tank in the bit. Whereas if he had no... if he didn't have the phase-on suit, that would have been a much scarier situation.
Yeah.
And exactly,
phase-on suit gives you 50% damage reduction, and that's just crazy.
And that kind of showed the dangers of magma pool right there. If you didn't have the gravity suit, you would not be able to do that. So then you have to go through all the lava all the way back. And if you don't have the Varia suit doing that, you're also taking heat damage, and that not a fun time.
Yeah, and it's not an easy dash either. It's one of the hardest scan dashes in the game, in my opinion.
Yep. When I say it earlier, letting go, holding the B button for as short as possible is imperative for that jump. You absolutely can't. You have to hold it for as little as possible, like a few frames at most. Even that might be a bit too much.
And to answer your question from earlier, yes, it looks like he just went through the Chozo elevators.
Mm-hmm.
This might be the shortest weekly speed we've had.
Yeah, it's definitely up there, especially when you add in the good 20 minutes where we're just not watching.
Oh yeah, true.
And Interslice will very likely be doing ship save any second now.
Yeah. Mighty Caesar going completionist to pick up all the extra E-tanks.
Mighty Caesar, unfortunately, never went to Fendrana and is still looking for his super missiles.
That hurts.
I think this is a pretty... well, then I'm saying this, but I was going to say that Interslice is the win in the bag, but as we said a few moments ago, our resources are a little bit more lacking than usual. So there is always the possibility that a runner can,
Yeah, true.
lose a lot of time.
Interslice might just lose a bunch of health and might actually just die. It's unlikely, but it could happen. So, Interslice definitely has a lead. Ooh, it looks like Mighty Caesar was attempting to do some space bomb jump tricks. That's some Echo's terminology in here. We don't see that too often.
Is Mighty Caesar doing his... yeah, Mighty Caesar is now going against Flarga himself to get his artifact.
Yep.
He's going to use a little bomb jump technique to skip the game. Very...
Very nice.
Yes. Instant or morph too.
Yep.
And on Interslice's end, we're going to see the boost ball and bye-bye HP.
Mysterious case, Meta Ridley's disappearing health bar. If you have any leads on the suspect for this gruesome murder, please call 1-800-HELP.
Yeah, they forgot to add the first phase of Meta Ridley to the boost ball damage table immunity in the game. And boost ball does 50,000 damage per frame or something crazy high, so just kills him.
Yep. Doesn't work in the second phase, but
oh, nice night.
Yeah. Meta Ridley is obnoxious, and he will block his mouth with his claw in his second phase. This is actually not intended, but what this means is you actually have to manually target Meta Ridley's mouth if you want to do it.
Is that actually not intended? Like, was that intended or not intended?
I believe it was fixed in future versions, which would mean it's unintended, I think.
Very interesting.
Or at minimum, I know they fixed something related to charging it in future versions.
Well, the one thing that I was aware of is they added, well, firstly, they made him impervious to boost ball damage.
Yeah.
They also added his iconic stomp move that you can see in the Super Smash Bros. Series if you do his air down move. That is in the PAL version of Metroid Prime only. I say PAL version, future revisions of the game, I should say.
Yeah. Non 1.0.
Yeah. Well, and I assume Interslice is going to go for the Impact Crater climb here. Now this... That looks so much easier. Is he keeping that from us? And he's grabbed by a Metroid, so we might get to see it again.
Yeah, thanks for the tutorial, Interslice.
Yeah, let's see it again. That is so much...
And he got rid of Jack, and now here's Jill.
Alright.
And there goes his power bombs. He's now going to have to deal with Metroids in the last phase of Prime manually.
That is so much more consistent. How did that... Well then, we have a new slope climb technique. Alright,
I'm gonna be loading up a ship save after this.
Yep. I've got to say, it can be so frustrating to climb, because not only is the slope finicky, but with the Fission Metroids just haggling you, and they don't take any... you can't kill them except with power beams or spending a lot of... power bombs, or spending a lot of time switching between the beams and the phases. It's just not worth it.
And they respawn, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah. If anything, it's good that Interslice didn't get harassed by even more Metroids.
And Mighty Caesar's finished up with Flarga there. Very nicely done. So that's the way we're used to seeing it done easily.
Yep. And just looking at Comzeek right now, it looks like he is currently in Phendrana. Still does not have Ice Beam. But he probably will at least find his super missiles at some point soon.
Mighty Caesar facing off against the ghosts again. At this point, I think he's forgotten that where his Ice Beam was collected.
That or he just didn't recognize it.
Because, well, the point being is that...
Actually, never mind. Super missiles can't be here because you, by logic, you need them to get up.
Exactly. So, unfortunately, not only do we know from Interslice his gameplay, but we know for a fact that the super missiles cannot be here.
Yeah.
It's actually, like, it's something... It's so easy to forget stuff like this. Like, I actually straight up forgot about this until Gollop pointed it out. And we're just commentating. We're watching. We're not even playing right now.
Yeah.
Routing while you're watching is one thing, but routing while you're playing is another thing entirely.
Yeah.
In fact, hello. In fact, there was that race a few weeks ago where you were all very, very confused why the way I routed things, and it was exactly just routing on the fly and forgetting things.
Yep.
Particularly with random elevators.
Yeah, random elevators always can always make things more difficult, but Interslice seems to have basically just been making right decision after right decision in this seed.
I don't think Interslice saved after his Ridley fight.
Yeah, so no, he didn't.
So, hope he does well here.
Yeah. If he dies, which, I mean, he's a good player. He It's unlikely, but who knows? Things could go disastrously wrong, especially in Chaos phase.
Indeed.
He also doesn't have thermal visor, so Essence could give him a hard time as well.
Yeah, exactly. I 100% would have done a safety save before this fight.
Yeah, going into Prime with no tanks, and with 3 tanks and no safety save. I mean, that's bold. But he seems to be doing quite well for himself so far. A very smooth fight.
Mm-hmm. It's really this phase where things can start to fall apart.
Yep, I remember last week I was just getting bullied nonstop.
Oh yeah.
He shifted colors like 8 times in a row. It was ridiculous.
I meant to bring that up in the interview last week because it was quite comical as a spectator.
I think the restream lag even missed some because I watched it later. I was like, no, it was going on. All that.
What a clean fight, though.
Yeah.
Using that. There's a very specific spot in Rhythm where you can get Metroid Prime to just kind of swipe at you and miss. Well,
yep.
Hopefully miss. That's the goal.
Yep. And wow, he has actually managed to use all 105 of his missiles. Or he's still missing 4, but yeah.
I would probably take care of the balls. Yeah, good going there.
Yeah, especially when you have such low HP, you really want to take care of the balls.
Oh, that's too fast for the super missile to track, unfortunately, with the random speed.
Yeah.
And, the troll change. And, what was I going to say there with the, something about Metroid Prime. Oh, the balls are back! You can use missiles on on these ball attacks, and they'll even work if they're elemental, which some players are not aware of. Oh, trolled again! I don't think that missile is going to hit that ball. I really hope that doesn't contact him.
Oh, never mind. He's good.
Okay, good to know.
That was a very clean Exo fight.
He's full health. This is the best way to go into this fight.
Yeah.
Well,
although
I mean,
he doesn't have any power bombs
and low missiles. Credit where it's due.
Yeah.
Intriguingly, getting hit by the first attack. He moved, which there's quite. We usually try to stand still to manipulate the AI.
Flamethrower. I think that is the first time we have seen flamethrower used in the weeklies.
Yep.
So, congrats, Airflies. You showed off flamethrower spectacularly. It's useless.
I really hope he doesn't need any missiles later on, especially with no power bombs.
It's going to mean the Hunter Metroids are going to be a... Oh, never mind. He could probably just use phase jumps off them, but that's going to cause him to lose time.
And Mighty Caesar is finally going to pick up his super missile here. Pretty much almost the last check for him, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, not in his head, but...
Actually, yeah, this is far from a final check with in regards to super missiles. I don't know why I said that.
I'm not sure what he's doing, but... Oh, he's just checking it, but yeah.
Yeah. And this is the blindness check. Interslice actually getting it. That is pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah. A little thing you can know is that while you can't see him, you can actually still see the scan visor point. Just go into scan visor and you can find him that way. It's not reliable because Prime has an annoying tendency to move right after you find it, but it's better than nothing. Especially better than audio.
I almost want to say it isn't better than nothing, just because of how erratic his movement can be, and yeah, you're absolutely, and yeah, the audio for. Unfortunately, you can't really use audio to keep track of him. Like you can, but it's almost impossible to figure out where he is in the room going off just sound alone. Unfortunately. Yeah,
the audio's really messed up.
It might be intentional too. It's hard to say if it's like
Yeah,
Genuinely.
this game wasn't programmed with very high audio in mind. You weren't even supposed to be able to locate Prime off the audio. You're supposed to use the visors.
Hmm.
But then again, when has retro intending stuff ever stopped us?
And as you, and I'm sure most viewers are probably, and that's time for Interslice.
Wow.
Most, I was going to point out that going in and out of the pool for speeding up, like for conserving the phase on pool.
Yeah,
Which
same
is the
thing.
only way of damaging him. But I'm pretty sure that it's most viewers should know that now. All right, so we'll maybe see if Interslice join us for an interview in a moment.
Yep. I marked the victory on the race, so he should get the invite soon.
Mm-hmm.
It can often take a bit, so I won't worry about it.
And Mighty Caesar has commented saying good game as well. Yeah, the one routing mistake. Hello.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
That was a pretty jet speed, I gotta say.
Yeah.
We actually missed the first 15 or 20 so minutes of the C2 due to technical.
Yes, that was even faster for us.
Yeah.
Where did you guys hop back on?
I think it was
soon after
right
Vault.
around Watery Hole for you.
Okay.
Yeah, and Mighty Caesar was in the vault at that moment.
Yep.
Getting his Fury suit. Yeah, I wonder where our thermal visor was in that seat, because otherwise, and our wave buster, because otherwise that was a full. You picked up everything there.
Yeah, well,
like,
still.
Let me just
Yeah.
check the credits here, and I'll be able to see in a second.
And also, that'd be great for us just to catch up on what items we missed, such as the phase suit, the plasma beam, the wave beam.
Oh yeah, because we missed a ton of stuff.
Ball, the space
Okay.
jump. No, we got space jump.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
And we know Wave Beam was Alcove, I think,
Yeah.
based off the one frame.
Okay. So first of all, thermal was in security access A,
Oh boy.
so that would have been mines. Wave buster was research lab Aether. Phase
Yep.
suit was in ruin nursery behind the missile wall.
Ah.
Morph was I can't remember the name. It's the room between Root Cave and the elevator there.
I think that's just one of the transport tunnels.
Yeah, like transport tunnel B or something. Yeah, there it is, B.
Yeah.
Let's see. Bombs were in Artifact Temple, I think.
Yep. That makes
Plasma was behind the ship in landing site.
Yeah, I actually Gullet pointed that one out. Now I think about it.
And I think that's everything in the early game.
Oh, and the thermal yeah, for security access.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very fast.
Yeah. Finding Ice Beam in Crossway pretty much told me everything I needed to know.
Yeah.
Because I knew Boost and Supers were both, they were not Ice Lock, they're before an Ice, so they had to be in Magmore or early Fenderana.
Yeah, I remember Gala pointed that out, and that changed a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Mighty Caesar might be joining us for an interview here as well.
Looks like he's
the race. Or he might continue playing. Unfortunately for Mighty Caesar, in contrast to yourself, Interslice, Mighty Caesar still needed to find the super missiles.
Yeah, he did not do too hot on.
But otherwise, it was a great run in both your players' parts. Like, great movement overall.
Yep.
Yeah, those super missiles were really just the last thing I was looking for before I was cleaning up artifacts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Probably the nicest super missiles go mode seed I've ever seen.
Yeah, I was really worried they'd be somewhere like deep in labs or even worse on like Flaga or something.
Or Fendrana. Oh, sorry, or Phasal Mines is what I meant to say. Hi, Mighty Caesar.
Hey.
Hello.
Yeah, I really cost myself a solid 10 minutes or more by not doing that Fendrana check.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know where super missiles can be. There's so many locations. They could have been in the very end of Phasal Mines for all you knew.
Well,
Yeah.
they were You had to get them before ice, so
Right. We've been over this so many times. Even see that's exactly my point. Even a commentator watching can forget something like that. Yeah, but like, did you, any highlights sort of like for you, like for the seed though?
For me,
We also missed Mighty Caesar. We missed a good 15-20 minutes at the start of the seed due to technical difficulties.
Yeah, I remember we were just sitting on one frame of you at 1 energy for a very long time.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, the good
terrifying.
old parasites deciding that it's time for me to almost die.
I'm shocked. Did you go to the save station with? Did you manage to get to the save station then?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, yeah. We weren't sure if that was like one of the reasons where you lost time or not.
Well, I lost like 20 seconds due to having to play a bit more carefully getting to the save station, but no, I didn't lose that much time. So,
Could have been far worse.
Yep.
yeah. Then my movement in general was a bit iffy. Messed up several tricks that I just have not gotten wrong in a long time. Probably because I just haven't practiced them. Which happens when you get used to getting something, and yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for the fact that that was a Flarga required seed, went really well. It went pretty quick otherwise.
I think-
You're pretty much in gold mode now, Mighty Caesar, now that you found your super missiles.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I'd say a Flagra required seed is a lot less worse when it's an artifact and you know you have to go to Flagra.
Yeah.
Absolutely agree.
We didn't know if it was going to be Flagra or after Flagra.
Yeah.
True.
And if it was after Flagra, then the logic would have been different.
True. And then super missiles would become even more of a thing. Although if you have your spider ball,
Actually,
which you both did,
I don't remember if we added the. I don't remember if the spider ball trick is in the logic for this difficulty or not.
Which one?
The one for Furnace?
No, the one where you where
You roll
you
down the
do
spider
early
ball
wild just by doing the spider ball trick.
Yeah,
instead
no.
of
Yeah, that's
having to do
I
Flagra or
don't
anything.
think so. Just because we are very limited in the number of tricks we do, but
yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a normal or hard trick in the logic. So we pretty much only do trivial.
Otherwise, I don't know if we had much else to comment on. I don't know if you guys.
did you know when we got back?
Did you-
Is that to me or who's that to? Sorry.
To run, because I remember when we were getting back, he was like, "We have no idea where the artifacts are," and then like a second later, Inner Slice opened the menu to look at artifacts.
No,
was
I
like-
didn't. I was going back to check my artifacts because I forgot where 2 of the rooms were. That was just a lucky, I guess.
Yeah, you were just nice to us on accident.
Yeah, I would never be nice on purpose.
Yeah, that was a very quick seed. We might do another one. We'll see.
Yeah, that was
right after this.
unusually quick. Like,
Yeah.
And I just
That's
want
I
to
what
did
unusual
realize
for
my
a big run.
mistake with the routing when I'm like, oh, great. With these items, it's definitely pointing me to Findrana based on the order I got them in. And when
Also,
I thought
just
through the fact
checking
that
on Zeke's
I
stream
got
right now.
so many things out of logic.
Unfortunately, it looks like he is in labs and still has not picked up his ice beam.
Oh,
So
Ooh.
he is in for a long walk back.
yeah, he might not know how to do crossway without supers or spider.
Yeah.
Does he have boost at least?
Yeah, he does have.
That wasn't lower furnace. No, that was spider ball. Boost ball
It was behind
was
Cyclops Pit, whatever that room's called. Storage
Right.
Cave.
I do believe, you actually need Spider Ball to get that that trick vanilla as well.
Yeah, you do.
alrighty. I personally have to head off on my end. Sorry, not to wrap things up on my end, but I'm gonna do we have anything else to comment on in regards to the seed?
Fortunate that this was a quick seed if you had to go this early.
Yeah, exactly. No, just being called for dinner. Very lucky. Anyway, I don't think chat needs to know that. All right. So my name's been Fire Paper Planes.
I'm RoboScout.
I'm Interslice.
And I'm Mighty Caesar.
We'll see you all next week.
Yep.
Yep.